I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like.
Sometimes I just don't know who I am. Some people hate what I wear and how I look. Some people praise it. Some people see us based on our identity and how we look. And I can't help but to constantly compare myself based on the perception of others. Would you like me to be smaller, taller, prettier, to fit in the standard of beauty? Should I be more blue or a pink? What about rainbow? Does it sound weird? Does it make me less of a person? Or does doing all of this makes me feel worth it?
Je te laisserai des mots en dessous de ta porte.
Is my value based on your perception only? Or is your opinion not my responsibility anymore?
Caché dans les trous dans ton divan. Et quand tu as abandonné ça,
Family is an important institution to build a person's personality, morality, value, and attitude. Unfortunately, in other families, gender biasness is reinforced continuously by starting to behave differently with boys and girls from childhood. Parents communicate with them in a different way in which construct the traits of masculinity and femininity. The different formation of role and behavior results in the ongoing discrimination everywhere in the society. Girls and boys must be raised neutrally to eradicate the gender differences and ensure the equality. Today, I am going to share to you situations of some individuals depicting the concepts of internalization and identification, ego boundaries, parental communication about gender, and parental modeling. This is Mellissa, aged 9 years old. Earlier this morning, she saw her mother fixing her hair and makeup and thought that she was the most beautiful woman in the world, and she wanted to be just like her. When her mom went to work, Mellissa sneaked into her mother's room and practiced putting on makeup and fixed her hair just like what her mother did this morning. This explains the concept of identification and internalization. For most girls, development proceeds along the path initially established identification with the mother. Through concrete, daily interactions with her mother, a daughter continues to crystallize her sense of self within the original primary relationship. This is Thrace, crying on the phone with her best friend on the other line. She empathizes with her best friend who recently broke up with her boyfriend. She was so distressed that she considers her best friend's problem is also hers. Thrace is an individual who has feminine gender identity, emphasize interrelatedness with others, and tend to have relatively permeable ego boundaries. The situation of Thrace explains the concept of ego boundaries, and it states that the relatively permeable ego boundaries associated with femininity may partially explain why many girls and women tend to be empathic, or to sense the feelings of those close to them and to experience those feelings almost as their own. One of the ways parents communicate gender expectations is through the household chores they assign to their sons and daughters. Daughters, just like Thrace, are still more likely to be responsible for domestic duties such as cleaning and cooking. While on the other hand, sons, just like Mark, are still more likely to be responsible for chores such as taking out the garbage, outdoor work, painting, and simple repairs. Additionally, when interacting with children, mothers typically focus on providing comfort, security, and emotional development. They engage in more eye contact and face-to-face interaction with the children than fathers do. Parents also model attitudes about gender and physical appearance. Fathers who work out and engage in vigorous physical activities and who encourage their sons to play sports may impart the message that physical strength is masculine. While on the other hand, mothers who make disparaging remarks about their weight or about eating communicate that to be feminine is to be thin and that daughters should strive for thinness. Although the first few years are important in shaping gender, they are not absolute determinants of our gender across the lifespan. Our understanding of gender and of our personal gender identity changes over time as we develop personally and as we interact with diverse people who embody alternative versions of masculinity and femininity. In conclusion, family dynamics became the basis for how the child viewed themselves, their relationships, and the world around them. What is unconsciously and consciously absorbed and experienced during childhood greatly affects their choices as adults, including who they are attracted to, what type of goals they have, and how they handle conflict. It is important to note that a family's unique dynamics can have an immense impact on every individual's overall health and well-being, as well as the conscious and unconscious choices they make.
Our society has a set of ideas about how we expect men and women to dress, behave, and present themselves. What does it mean to be masculine? What does it mean to be feminine? So, let's take a look at this.
Boys and men are taught that they must not think, behave, or feel in the same way as girls and women do. They are expected to excel in sports and other activities and to gain professional status. Men are supposed to take a stand, not shy away from conflict, to be tough, and to be professional aggressive. They are expected to rely on themselves, to be emotionally stable, and to be self-sufficient. Women, on the other side, are expected to be supermodel thin, with a slim waist and curves. They are more likely to live in poverty, more likely to face salary and job discrimination, and are more subject to sexual assault. Women are expected to do all household jobs, from caring for the children, cleaning the house, and cooking for the family.
Gender is also very personal. We all grew up in a gendered society, and we work so hard to identify and express our own gender.
Don't be female. Be successful. Be aggressive.
Be sexual.
Be self-reliant.
Appearance still counts.
Negative treatment by others. Be sensitive and caring. Be a superwoman.
There is no single meaning of feminine anymore.
There are many ways to be masculine. There are many ways to be feminine. Accept and be accepted. This is the personal side of the gender graph.